Yes, welcome, I guess I should say, Matthias.
Thank you.
We are going to do a philosophical consultation. What do you want to talk about? Do you have a topic or issue?
I do. I have an issue that I want to investigate,
Mm,
and I have formulated it as a question.
mm,
So the question is, why is it so important for me to understand things?
mm. Why is it so important for you to understand things?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a preliminary answer?
I mean, one obvious answer can be curiosity, but I don't know if that explains much.
Mhm,
But it's okay. It's something I've realized it's been with me since as long as I can remember. This maybe curiosity even is even a bit weak. It's sort of a desire, a drive to not just be satisfied with, okay, here are ideas, things, whatever, but no, I want to investigate them. I want to understand them. I want to know how they work.
mm,
So that's yeah. Maybe I don't know if it's true, but maybe I see myself as a little bit more obsessive in this aspect than most other people I see. That this, yeah, I want to know. I want to have knowledge. I want to have understanding.
mm, mm. Okay. And let me ask you this. One way to go, I think, with understanding this would be to look for an occasion where you remember that you really did understand something, like a positive example. Yeah. Does anything come up of an example where you felt, now I do understand this. This is good. This is helpful.
I can think of an example,
Mm,
which is okay, because it's a bit more practical than intellectual.
mm,
But
sure.
it's yeah, since I'm as a practitioner, philosophical practitioner, I'm doing workshops.
Mm,
And in the beginning, I always had problems with trying to, stay on top of the discussion, following the discussion. I always got lost. I didn't know with all this information, what do I do? How do I close this? But there was a moment where I got some realization that you don't actually need to follow everything that happens in the consultation. It's because then I guess you just, it's too much information. You make yourself confused, then you get lost.
mm,
So I was watching other practitioners and I realized that, well, just follow, what the other is saying to you. Don't try to follow, don't try to have all of it in mind. Just listen to what comes out of the mouth of the other and go with that. So I tried that and I realized, okay, now it's much more easier.
mm,
So actually being able to do it by stop trying to do it. So that was sort of a revelation, and,
mm,
kind of an understanding of how to conduct workshops.
mm.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that obviously had a positive practical input then for your own doing the consultations
Yeah, yeah.
forward. This is practical gain. But do you remember if you try to think like when this happened? Was it on one occasion? When did you get this insight? Do you know?
Mm. Yeah, I remember. I was watching a recording of another more experienced practitioner.
Mm,
And I realized in this workshop he was distracted by something else that happened. So the rest of us, the participants, we were discussing one question. He thought we were discussing completely different question.
mm,
Still, he managed to, facilitate the workshop, even if he himself was rather lost. I remember this moment when I realized, right, you don't need to be on top of everything. You don't need to have control of everything. You can just, as long as you listen to the others, you can facilitate it. You can make the workshop work. I remember this moment when this realization or revelation came to me. It was quite, it was something.
Right, right. So you're sitting in this workshop and the leader is distracted, but still comes back and does the facilitation and you get this realization.
Yeah.
Remember anything else about that particular moment? Was this an online or a real life situation?
It was online. It was on Zoom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So anything else you remember about that particular moment? What happened in you?
Well, I remember that it was fun as well. Yeah. The
Was it?
moment that he realized that, oh, I'm discussing one question, you're discussing the other, so he laughed about it. It was a joke.
Mm,
It was, a liberating feeling in a way. I realized, okay, I don't need to care so much about, following. I could just, let go of myself and
mm,
just follow the other,
mm,
and it can work anyway.
mm. Anything else you want to say about that situation? Anything that comes up as interesting or relevant to that moment?
Um, Not anything that comes to mind in that specific moment. More than yeah, and let's say I made a mental note to remember this and to try it myself next time.
Mm,
To see, try to remember that next time I'm doing a workshop, I'll try to let go, just be with the other and not try to control everything and just see how it scary, but
mm,
see how it goes.
mm. Yeah. Okay. So you described this situation. I asked for an example. I'm just to recap a little bit. I asked you for an example then. Your question was, why is it so important for me to understand things? And I asked for an example, and we have this workshop situation online. And you said a few things about this. Um, you explained the realization, what it was about. And I've asked you, so what was the situation like? You said it was something about fun. It was fun that he was distracted and the misunderstanding was fun, or was there like a feeling of joy or about the understanding itself?
Oh yes, yeah, both of them. The situation was a bit fun, but yeah, there was a joy in the realization, relief in the
Mm,
realization, because it was something I had been struggling with. And here I thought, oh, maybe I have, the key here to make it work.
mm,
Joy, yeah, relief, maybe even more.
mm,
Well,
mm,
yeah, joy that, okay, now maybe there is, maybe I found a way to make it work.
mm. And any other, if we, I mean, one way to approach this is because you asked about why, and I'm thinking, well, why is something important? Well, because of its benefits or its uses or the good sides. And now we have a few of those. We have the joy, we have the relief, and we have the, I mean, maybe I said this first, but the obvious potential of just doing things better, of perfecting your performance. Are there any other benefits of this particular instance of understanding?
I think it's the feeling of safety.
Mm,
So if I understand things, I feel more safe. Uh,
mm,
I guess it's connected to a sense of control. Whereas if I don't understand, I can feel a bit lost. Being lost is unsafe. So I guess this would be part of it. Understanding, safety, control. Not understanding, feeling a bit lost, unsafe. So that would be some benefit as well.
And now you already went to the general level, which would have been my next question otherwise. Like, so what in this particular situation is general, you think, for understanding for you? And you already talked about safety. How about the, I mean, is this sort of the practical benefit? Is that part of understanding, do you think, for you? Is that why you like it? Or is that secondary?
Mm, practical benefit. I think it's secondary. Okay, I gave a practical example, but I think it's more often it's okay, yeah. This is difficult. I was going to say more often it's intellectual understanding. Maybe I read something, there's some idea, philosophical, historical, societal, whatever, phenomenon. I try to understand it. So what does that give me? Yeah. So no, I guess I have no real practical use of it, but I guess it gives me some satisfaction.
So is this an answer to your question?
It can be, yes. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, gives me a sense of control, sense of safety. So I guess both there is an amount of joy and pleasure as well in understanding things, realizing things. It is there. But I also think this aspect of, you know, feelings of safety in knowing what's happening, knowing what's going on, understanding, yeah, these phenomena, whatever.
Mhm.
I think both can be, plausible answers to the question.
Mhm. Yeah. And then of course we could ask, go further with those concepts then, why is that so important? Keep, asking. But I maybe another way is also so maybe we have some options at this point. You mentioned joy and relief, and you mentioned safety. Maybe those are two things or three things. And to understand better the question, why is this so important for me? Well, I get from understanding, I get safety, I get relief, I get joy. Okay, why is that important? Of course we could go there. And another path maybe is that I think you emphasized in your question, your view of yourself is that you are a bit obsessed. You said with this is more important for you than for other people. So now we might ask, okay, so why, maybe this is part of the same approach, but why is joy and safety and relief more important for Matthias than for other people, or is it? And that was sort of an assumption you had. So here's, yeah, they're connected, but there's a little bit of a menu here, I think. Do you see the menu?
I see the menu, yeah. Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Let's go with the last one.
Mm.
See where that takes us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So among these things, I now picked three words, but you can tell me if we need another one. I picked safety, you said most, and you said joy, and you said relief at some point, and I brought that with us as well. So, do you think it is the case that you have a higher sort of demand? It's more important for you than for other people to find joy, relief, or safety?
Okay. If I have a higher demand for
Yeah, these things. Yeah.
safety relief, no, I don't think so.
Mm.
I think I mean, it makes sense that it would be rather strong for most people. So, no, no, I don't think it would be stronger in me.
Yeah. So might there be another reason if we investigate in the hypothesis, the idea that you had, that this is more important for you than for most people? Might that be true for, or that understanding is, I mean, could that be true for some other reason, except that these benefits are more important for you?
Even if these benefits are not more important to me than to others, maybe I use understanding to get these benefits because maybe it just comes more natural to me than other things. Since this, say, the academic work, let's say it's rather easy compared to other things. Let's say compared to practical things, whatever. So maybe it's this the direction I tend to go because it feels, natural to me to do that, to seek relief, safety, joy, whatever in that, because I've been doing it for my whole life and I know what it's like, and I'm rather comfortable with it. You know, other people might do something else for it, but I do this because, yeah, it's now it's become such a big part of my life, so it feels like, okay, this is me. So that's one hypothesis
Yeah.
I can give about it.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So at this point right now, are you still curious about why understanding is more important to you than many other people?
Well, I have some reasonable answers. Yeah. Oh, answers that I think make sense. Yeah. So mm, I guess it's part of my curiosity. I would say maybe there are other answers as well. I guess that's I recognize this. Okay, I have an answer, but okay, it's not enough. Maybe there's something more to find here. But from what we have seen, I think this makes sense. Yes, I can relate to it. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm curious, I realize about I just took this question as it was and we just went with it. But now having explored it for a while, I'm curious if there was a value to it or some kind of judgment around it. You didn't say I'm too curious or anything like that, or but you just said I think I am more. I wonder why. But is there judgment, or was it just is it just a neutral observation about yourself?
Well, I think it was a neutral observation. I think I intended it as a neutral observation. But I mean, it's possible that there might be some evaluation in it. I guess there is, yeah. I guess it's not completely neutral, so
What is the evaluation?
yeah. The negative might be that, I focus on this, which means, and if I do this so much, it means that I'm not doing something else. Yeah. So maybe I have the idea, yeah, I didn't say two, but maybe the idea is there that I'm too focused on this. When maybe I should focus on other parts of life. Sorry, paint this picture of myself as in this ivory tower, reading my books and writing text and whatever. Okay, fine, why not? But maybe there are other things to life as well, which I'm not exploring so much because I'm doing this instead. So I guess that suspicion is there.
Hmm. And that's it, or was there also a positive or some other evaluative aspect?
Some positive, yeah. I mean, it's positive. I like it. I enjoy it. Yeah. And if I had to choose between only do practical stuff or only do this intellectual stuff, I would do the intellectual things.
Hmm.
I think it is more interesting to me. I think it brings me more than practical things. So we look at it from different perspectives. I can see some positive values in my question. I can see some negative connotations with it as well. I think it's the positive and the negative. I think it's there.
Hmm. Would you like to explore this evaluation a bit more right now, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
'Cause I had an idea. If how would you feel about closing your eyes and having a little see what following a little mini guidance? Are you comfortable
Yeah,
closing?
yeah, 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 yeah. Sure.
Let's do that. I'll close my eyes as well.
Okay.
So you can just imagine. I mean, just relax for a bit and just imagine some important people in your life standing in front of you. It could be anyone that comes up. It could be people in your life now or earlier, family or friends or partner or just anyone who pops up is welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in your own sort of your own pace, you sort of see yourself or you see them standing in front, you feel yourself standing in front of them. And when you're ready, you can say it loud if you want, but also just for your inner image, just tell them that understanding is important to me. It's more important to me than it is to most people, or some version of that, and just see what happens.
Okay, I'll try it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding is important to me, and it's probably more important to me than to other people.
And see if you see any reactions in yourself or in them.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we can open our eyes when you, yeah. So, what happened?
Well, when I said it, it was a bit hard to believe it. Not that it's important to me, but when I said it's more important to me than to other people, I felt that, okay, maybe I'm bullshitting now. Maybe I'm saying something that I really have no proof of or any grounds to really believe this. So at the same time, it felt like ah, I'm a bit arrogant. It's so important to me to understand things, more important than to other people.
Hmm.
And when I thought that, I saw some, reaction in the other that, yeah, maybe you are bullshitting a bit here.
Hmm.
Maybe you think you're a bit special. So that, yeah, that was a feeling that came up.
Hmm. And so that was around the comparative part of it. Did anything, what happened with the, because you first said it's important to me. What happened with that?
I think it felt rather neutral. No strong feelings connected to it. Well, it felt okay. It felt like I was being sincere.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. I say this. I believe it. You I'm sincere for the first part. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe in a way you came to me with three, I'm thinking now, statements. Uh, One was, this is important to me, understanding.
Hmm.
And the other was this comparison that relative to other people, it's more important to me than them. And that's, of course, a statement about them also, not just about you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the arrogance, when you felt the arrogance, you're talking about other people. And then shortly after you said, I guess I'm a bit obsessed or something like that. And that's, a bit of a negative, I think, connotation to obsessed. So that's starting to evaluate the other two claims, maybe, or the first one. So you seem to have those three ideas coming into the conversation. And now, if we would wrap up soon to keep this relatively short, what are you leaving with after this investigation we had?
Well, I am with this idea that it's like you said, not just an evaluation or a judgment on myself, but also on the other. Since the question is not just about me, if it's formally is about me, it's also about the other. It's a comparison. I compare myself to the other. And yeah, by saying that it's so important to me, I'm implying that it's more important to me than others, which I really have no justification of doing. So I've, yeah, I see the focus on myself, and that's not surprising. Something that I try to, that I have realized about myself, for a while, that is a good thing to let go of myself and be more with the other, focus on the other. But I see again in my question, for me, it is again, I'm going back to me. So I see this, and with your comment that it's also a comparison with the other, where I, can see the arrogance in myself. It reveals this. So So yeah, it shows that it's still there, and I still, have to think about this. Um, the benefits of not focusing so much on myself. Being able to give up myself and be more with the other. I think that's the main thing that I take from this. So I think this understanding, yes, it's there. I like to understand things, but yes, it says something about me beyond just the understanding, which we saw here. So connected to safety, connected to joy, and yeah. But also focusing on understanding things. Then there is also you can say a distance to the thing you're trying to understand. So rather than just be with the thing, now I try to understand it. So again, placing myself a bit above. I want to understand this rather than just be with it in it.
Hmm.
So that's yeah, I think that's yeah what I something I take with me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to say before we close?
It's always interesting to see how the question you come with seems to reveal something more than just what the question itself is saying. With the idea you come with, it's okay. It hides something else, or it can tell you something about yourself. So I think this is always fascinating to me.
Hmm. Well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity and the confidence.
Thank you.